Hello, my name is Nigel Griffiths. I work at IBM in the UK. This is part 2 of my PowerVS series for just £2 a day. This time we're looking a little bit hands-on and getting to the virtual machine over the internet. In part 1 we covered the 6 mini hurdles: creating an account, finding PowerVS, pricing, adding a credit card and creating your resource, a project. Then we saw some screenshots of creating the virtual machine and accessing it. This time we're going to do some hands-on live creating a virtual machine so you can see all the details and then getting access via the internet. So I'm going to go to cloud.ibm.com with my IBM ID. So I've logged in. I'm looking at the resource list. If you can't find this up here, press the pancakes resource list and you end up here. Down in here you will find services. So here are my two. I've actually just named them by where the actual location is. Washington DC and Dallas, the 12 and 13 are in Texas. Okay, so we'll go into our Texas resource. So that's where the virtual machines will be created. I've got two in here already. Let's do create an instance. Right, let's find some unique name that helps. Only instance ones. If you change that to another number in here, you actually get some extra questions about do you want each of your instances to be in different machines and that sort of thing, but we don't need that for the simple case. I'm not going to pin it, as we said before. We want them to move it if they need to take a service down. SSH key, yep, we'll have one of those. Choose one here. That's my pre-created ones. I've actually added those. If you go to the create button here, you give it a name and then you copy your public SSH key into here. You run the SSH -keygen command to actually create those. But I've already got one in here. I'm going to slide down to the boot image. We're going for AIX, of course. Then we're going to select the latest one, 5.2 TL5, good. Then we're going to select the discs, the cheaper discs in here. You can see the price is building up in here. And which machine type is it on? I think this will affect the price. The S922. Whoa! We're up to $400. Does it actually say it's in months? But okay, let's actually change that to a proper country. Or proper currency. There we go. £300. That seems like a lot. Ah, hang on. We got dedicated in here. Let's go shared and uncapped. That took the price down to £100, but it's defaulted to here the core to 1. Well, we can get away with a bit less than that. Go down to a quarter, and here we go. We got the sort of regular ballpark price for things in here. Memory 2, I still run 4. That's a good number to start with. The price has gone up a little bit there. It's costing us some money, but that's what I prefer. We can do some caching. Didn't really spot this the first time, but when you attach storing volumes, these are in addition to the default image, which is sitting in a disk of AIX 7.2 TL5 in this case. So we don't actually need a disk. We can have a private network where we specify the IP address ranges and then have to plumb that in so that we use a VPN to get to my computer room. But I'm quite happy to put it on a public network. Perhaps I'd want to log in it remotely or even run a website on it or something. I don't know. So we'll go the public network route. That's good. And we're done. The price down in here. Going to click OK. And we just create instance. We get a few pop-up messages coming in the first couple of seconds. There we go, the virtual instance. I think they mean virtual server instance, but there we are. Okay, it's actually created now and it's in the build phase. If we click on here, we'll see there's no options to actually connect to it or anything like that. I have noticed I'm using the Chrome browser in here. This will actually change in a minute or two to warning, and then it will sit there forever. And then if you do a refresh of your screen, it'll eventually tell you that it's gone active. In those minutes in between, you could have logged in, but it didn't tell you that. So I'm going to, every minute or so, refresh the screen. Okay, it's gone to warning here. If I click on here, I've got some more things up in here. Now we'll click console. This may or may not work. We still might be a bit too early. Now it says it can't be opened just yet. Please try again in a few minutes. Nice and polite. So we'll just wait another minute or two and refresh the screen again. Still too early. And this time, though, we just caught it doing some work on the screen, building things up, and we'll log into root. There's no password, so we'll set that now. Now I'm setting the password because we have to have a password set before it allow access in from the internet, so we might as well get that done early on. Now this console, you can't cut, well, it says you can mark things up, but I haven't managed to actually do any cutting and pasting. Which makes things very frustrating if you wanted to put something in here. We put in that public key, didn't we? So let's try and find that. There it is. And we have it there. So that's okay. So it took that from the user interface and put that in the right place. Can we ping somebody from here? Yes, we can. That's good. DNF is already installed in these PowerVS images. It's covered in the Part 4 video. We now want to get internet access to this particular virtual machine. Of course, this is the partition. We need to know the IP address. This is the internal IP address. So we can see these virtual machines can talk to each other. If we actually click on the details for our new virtual machine, we have some details. So when I did this and made the movie, we have the attached volume in here. This is the one with the operating system in it. You can see it's 20 gigabytes in here. And the network interfaces is in here. And we have, this is the external IP address. I'll now use my X Windows session here to my home machine in the IBM computer room. If we ping that IP address, yeah, we can see it's up there. And if I want to log in, SSH, that IP address, I do want to continue anyway. It says yes, and it's asking for a password there for NAG, that's me. So I'm going to type that in now. And it doesn't like it. So what I'm going to do is come out, try that again, looking in root, because I haven't yet created my typical username on that virtual machine yet. So let's go for the root user. And I do know the password because I just set that up, and it lets me in. Okay, excellent. Now I have the ability to cut and paste things in and out of the screen to do some simple work, and I can also use SFTP to copy files in and out if I want to add things to the instance. So let's clear the screen there. Given we can't cut and paste into the console, and it will time out after, I think it's 15 minutes, which is really painful. The virtual console is really only there for emergency use only if you haven't got a direct network working. Just for completeness, we'll go back to here and look at all our servers. We've still got a warning up in here. That quarter of an hour later, I'll refresh the screen. There we go. And yes, it did actually go active. Just a bit lazy updating the screen. Now you know, you'll be okay. That's it for part 2 then, hands-on and getting on the network. Part 3 is hands-on with disks. If you've enjoyed or learned something in this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe.